Whether we're talking about Travis Scott at Astroworld or Ellen DeGeneres or Alec Baldwin, there have been a number of celebrities as of late that had a single moment ruin their career. Coming at number 10, Alec Baldwin. Alec had accidentally taken the life of Halyna Hutchins, a 42-year-old married mother of two and director of photography on the film Rust. The single round that was fired from the prop managed to strike both Hutchins and the movie's director, 48-year-old Joel Souza. According to a witness, the single bullet struck Halyna in the body and then pierced Joel's clavicle. Hutchins was then airlifted to the hospital but was later pronounced dead. Joel Souza was also rushed to the hospital but was later released in the evening. According to the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees Local 44, they claimed in an email that the incident was an accidental weapons discharge, and went on to say, "A live single round was accidentally fired on set by the principal actor, hitting both the director of photography, Local 600 member Halyna Hutchins, and director Joel Souza. Local 44 has confirmed that the props, set decorations, special effects, and construction departments were staffed by New Mexico crew members. There were no Local 44 members on the call sheet." In at number 9, Travis Scott. The Astroworld Festival was meant to be a celebration of Travis Scott in his favorite park in Houston. However, this year's celebration turned to tragedy, which turned to the downfall of his career. After proper safety protocols were ignored and Travis egged on a crowd of 50,000 fans to rush the stage, a crowd surge happened which resulted in 10 concert goers losing their life. In addition to that, hundreds more were severely injured, and now there have been 100+ lawsuits filed against Travis Scott, Drake, and Live Nation. One lawsuit is apparently $750 million. That one moment of him ignoring the obvious signs that the crowd was getting out of control led to all of this and truly kicked off the downward trajectory of Travis Scott's career. Coming in number 8, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner being in attendance at the Astroworld Festival during all of the mayhem was one thing. However, the single moment that ruined her career in our opinion was when she uploaded a video of an ambulance trying to make its way through the crowd. That video was deleted soon after she realized the severity of the situation, but at that point it was pretty much the beginning of the end. Now she can't really even post anymore on her Instagram without getting some sort of extreme backlash in the comments for just being insensitive. So with that, her Kylie brand will certainly take a hit just from this single moment. In at number 7, Tory Lanez. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, really gained mass popularity throughout the pandemic by constantly doing Instagram live sessions. His show was called Quarantine Radio and featured a ton of content that broke the community guidelines of Instagram. That being said, he was still crowned the quarantine king by his followers. With clout now around his name, we saw him hanging out with the likes of bigger celebrities, people like Kylie Jenner and Megan Thee Stallion, which kind of brings us to why Tory's career was ruined. Megan was in a car with Tory and a member of his security team driving through an LA neighborhood. Apparently an argument took place that resulted in Megan deciding that she was going to get out and walk to where she was staying. However, before she could do so, Tory allegedly shot her in the foot.
Since y'all hoes so worried about it, yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me.
Either way, Meg calling Tory out led to many of his fans finally turning on him. In at number 6, Ellen DeGeneres. When the pandemic happened, everyone went into lockdown and Ellen had a choice to make. She could have saved her staff and allowed them to work from home, but instead she bailed on them and hired an independent company instead. This clearly did not sit well with her former staffers and thus unleashed a litany of complaints about the star. Not only that, but we had a full Twitter thread of just negative interactions in general with Ellen that led many to believe that she was nowhere near the Queen of Nice like she wanted people to think. For example, the poor waitress who nearly lost her job after Ellen complained to management that her nail polish was chipped during service. On top of that, her comments about her $27 million home feeling like a jail cell wasn't viewed as comical, but rather a flaunting of privilege in these uncertain times. Something that's both unnecessary and made people realize how truly out of touch celebrities can be. The truth about Ellen is that she has been kind of involved in the world of branding and celebrity imagery for so long that now her hot takes are suddenly nowhere near relatable to the general public. In at number 5, Ashlee Simpson. This video still gives me secondhand embarrassment. In the video you can see all of this confusion when Ashlee realizes that the track started playing before she even had the microphone up to her face. So then she just awkwardly dances instead. At that point you can't even really salvage the performance. I mean, it's called Saturday Night Live for a reason. So she just did her little dance, said that she was sorry, blamed it on her band for playing the wrong song, and then it was all quick cut to commercial from there. During an interview several years later, she was asked about this incident, and here's what Ashlee had to say.
What happened there was I had a vocal problem. I had two nodes beating against each other, and I woke up and I had no voice. And then I should have said, no, I will not go on. I will not do this.
In at number 4, Jenna Marbles. Jenna had been on YouTube for a very long time, and after multiple videos of hers blew up, she began garnering millions of subscribers, 20 million to be more precise. Although in a video titled A Message, Jenna addressed the controversy of her older content. She apologized for the video that she made impersonating Nicki Minaj in 2011, where she donned blackface and then went on to say,
"It's not my intention to do blackface. I do want to tell you how unbelievably sorry I am if I ever offended you."
In response to the outcry on the internet to have her canceled, Jenna archived the old videos and announced that she would be stepping away from the channel. She said that she doesn't know if it'll be forever, but she does want to make sure that the things that she puts out into the world are at least not hurting anyone. In at number 3, Colleen Ballinger. Colleen has said before that she has always tried to directly engage with her fans, and due to the nature of how open she is about her life sometimes, she often shares maybe too many intimate details with them. Due to her cultivating this very young audience and naming a fan as the head of her fan club, Colleen started being accused of grooming a child. The claim comes after Colleen gave away lingerie during a live stream that she had purchased but never worn.
This was what I was sent. I don't even know, sorry, I don't know which way this goes.
Colleen went on to explain that when taken out of context, she understands why this would make her look like a terrible person. With no context, you just see a 30-year-old woman sending underwear to a 13-year-old fan. A little inappropriate if you ask me. But as Colleen stated in her video, it was just part of the many strange things that she had sent to her fans before. While addressing that part in particular, Colleen said that she doesn't know what she was thinking at the time and realizes just how awful this was to do. Which just goes to show you how much her Miranda Sings character kind of started to affect her real life and the decisions that she was making at that time. In at number 2, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan sadly shares a lot of the same career mistakes as Amanda Bynes, for example. She began her career with the remake of the film The Parent Trap, and as she got older, Lohan was booking more major roles. Her most iconic was probably Mean Girls, but as she shot to even bigger levels of fame from this film, it all started to really affect her. The biggest thing that she did before dropping off was Herbie Fully Loaded, which did not exactly get rave reviews from the critics. By 2007, she was running into some serious problems in her personal life that definitely affected her time in the audition room. That year, she was arrested for driving under the influence as well as possession of cocaine. From there, she continued to have issues with the law, and it severely took a toll on her on-screen performances. She tried to make a comeback in 2013 with the film The Canyons, but because it was her first starring role in a while, you could tell that she was crumbling under the pressure again. When her movie career just wasn't working, she tried to get into the nightclub business and open up a club in Greece, but the last I heard, that closed down as well. I would say the single moment for her that ruined the career, though, was definitely the DUI. Last but certainly least, in our number 1 spot, Michael Richards. Michael Richards is known for his role as Kramer on Seinfeld. I mean, he's funny on that show because he literally had Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David writing for him. Although when the show ended, Kramer thought that he could just transition into stand-up comedy and be just as funny. Unfortunately, when his set was not going as well at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, he completely lost his mind and just buried his career. I guess someone heckled him from the back, and then he just went on this tirade by screaming racial slurs and attacking the audience. It was so bad that a large majority of the crowd just got up and left the club in the middle of his act. He was never able to redeem himself after this racist rant either, and it will serve as a stark reminder that Kramer was probably never cool.
Every time I see this backdrop, I think about Kramer up.
Either way, guys, that has been the top 10 times a single moment ruined a celebrity's career. As always, don't forget to drop us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's video. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.